I'd really love it if you didn't do that.
Is that a computer processing?
Yeah. Why?
Old ass technology.
Welcome, everybody, to the Hebrew Rebels podcast, your favorite podcast featuring two dudes talking about music.
That's it.
I
That's
don't
all
know
we
why.
talk about.
Why do I want to say music so bad?
Because you clearly are obsessed with music.
I'm not. I don't know why I want to say music so bad.
What music podcasts have you been listening to?
None.
Well, what do we talk about?
We talk about movies and video games, and that's it today.
And life. But no life today.
If things sound a little bit different, that's because we have two mics now, one for each of us.
Well, two for each of us. We are super high tech. And unless you're watching, you can't confirm or deny that, so maybe you should watch if you really want to know how many mics we have.
People are only watching probably at the moment, but
doesn't matter.
We have new mics, and if it sounds weird, then I'm sorry, and it'll be fixed next week. That's all there is to that. There's nothing we can do about it.
What's your name?
My name's Jordan.
And my name is Ethan. Let's kick this off.
It's hot in here.
It is a little warm.
Let's try and get through the first segment.
We're not going to take all our clothes off.
No.
I do have a question.
Yes.
What happened on Sunday?
I don't know, man.
That was insane.
Fortnite threw everybody for a loop. I had plans to get on, and I thought you had too, and then I texted you, and you're like, oh, that's right. So I'm like, okay.
I literally had it in the calendar, and then the entire weekend, how I thought it was going to go shifted, and then that threw me off.
Right.
Because Maya was still over, and so I was like, oh, and we were supposed to do wedding planning on Saturday, and then we were going to do it Sunday, and it was just like things got crazy, and so I'm really happy you texted me.
I played the night before a little bit just to like literally say goodbye to the map.
Yeah. I said goodbye long ago.
I just wanted to see some stuff again that I'm sure we'll see again at some point.
May already.
Yeah, that is very true.
I'm okay with that.
I don't know if I am, but then the next day, the live event for Fortnite happened, the end of season 10 and the start of season 11 / chapter 2, everyone thought. And
well, to be clear, everybody only suspected that because of a leak. They had put out nothing about chapter 2.
Yeah, no, I know.
So from their perspective, it was the end. That was all they'd said. That was all they had insinuated and put out there.
Right.
And I think everybody assumed because of a leak that something else was about to start.
Leaks suck, man. Although
I think it actually worked out this time. They made it work because they got it. Nobody saw this coming.
Well, I mean, obviously we didn't think Fortnite was going to end.
No, and still the conversation happened because of what was happening.
All right, well, let's get to it. I hopped on, and it was obviously very bogged down because a lot of people were playing. It was difficult to get into a map. Your PlayStation was even having like trouble.
Not just me.
PlayStations were having trouble.
I found out
everything.
Greg Miller got the same error.
Yeah.
He was like, oh yeah, I'll jump on 10 minutes before. And he's like, PlayStation Network couldn't even sign in.
Right.
So it made me feel better that it wasn't just me, that was like what was happening to everybody.
Yeah. I was already on, thankfully. Like, I was in the game.
Yeah.
Well prior to it. I just walked away from it.
Was anybody killing each other?
I wasn't in a game. I was just in the game.
Gotcha.
The PlayStation was on, ready to go. And I was just trying to get into a game. And after like 4 attempts of like trying to load into a map, it finally got in. Our party wasn't even working. We couldn't talk to each other.
Yeah, thanks 7.0 update for improving party functionality.
If you can't even sign into the PSN network, I would think.
No, I was signed in, just not
but
through Fortnite.
if there was that much of an issue with the PlayStations, I would think that the party wasn't going to work either.
No.
I don't think it's
PlayStation Network
7.0
was working fine everywhere else. It was only in Fortnite. They were claiming it was a PlayStation Network error. So I was like, oh my God, is there something wrong with my PSN? There wasn't. That was just the error that was popping up from Fortnite. Does that make sense?
How can they give you an error and pass it off as PlayStation's fault?
Well, it wasn't. It was that my guess is now that like all the Fortnite accounts are all unified or whatever, it was trying to ping the PSN link connection to my account, and that wasn't working.
Didn't you say Greg couldn't even sign into his PSN?
No, same error on in Fortnite. You go into Fortnite, it says press X to sign in, and then it was like, cannot log into PSN. And it was like, no. My PSN was logged in and working and everything was fine outside of the game.
Okay.
But in the game, and that's why I was so confused.
Right.
Because I was like, why this isn't a PSN error. But then I thought it was. And then with the party not working, I was like, oh, it must be. But
regardless, there was problems. And I finally got in. And I could tell things had already happened. I didn't know what or how much, but when I got in, a meteor was rocketing straight down towards Loot Lake. And everyone had already been thrown back. I was gliding down. It was weird. I was doing a different thing than what everyone else was doing. So I was like flying towards the ground.
Right in the middle.
While everyone else is like up and floating.
Yeah.
And everyone got sucked into a black hole. Sorry, into a black screen.
Yep.
It stayed black for like 20 seconds. With no sound, to the point where I was like, is everything good?
Yeah.
And then this blue circle pops up on the screen, and it was there for so long. I was waiting for something to happen after like 3 minutes, but it was there for so long that I thought my game had crashed.
Yep.
And I think you were talking about reports of like people thinking their game had crashed. So I'm like, okay, I'm in the same boat as them.
I was jumping from Twitch stream to Twitch stream to Twitch stream, and people are like, do I exit? Do I not exit?
Right.
What is going on here? Yeah.
Once I saw that my circle was moving and like kind of pulsating and there was sound, I'm like, my game isn't broken. And then I checked Fortnite's Twitter and saw that they had put that on their Twitter, the live stream of the black hole, and they made that their banner, and their profile picture was just black nothingness. So I left mine on for 12 hours, waiting for something to happen. I was thinking this is just the downtime between seasons and something eventually will happen. Then I think
I had mine for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
5 hours. And my PS4 was so loud. I was like, no, you can be turned off now.
Then I think I saw Ali A tweeted. He's like the big Fortnite YouTuber. He said, well, updates usually happen on Tuesdays, like season crossovers on Tuesdays. Are we really waiting until then? Turns out, yeah, we were. We were waiting until early Tuesday.
And you saw how they confirmed that, right?
Through China.
No, China was like a separate thing.
There was a leak from China's Fortnite or something though that showed that it was going to be happening on the 15th.
I thought. Well, there was a data mine.
Yeah.
You saw the data mine?
Of what?
People went in and found they data mined, and there was like code that was like the end start date and then the end like whatever end date, and that was for Tuesday at whatever time.
Okay.
So people went in and found it in the code. I don't know if it was off Fortnite's website or what it was through.
Well, I saw that someone had gotten info from the China version of Fortnite that showed that season 11 was starting on the 15th, which would have been any time for us. Like we didn't know exactly what time, but sometime in China's 15th. And it started this morning. So we're in chapter 2, season 1 of Fortnite.
You're not interested?
Yeah, a little bit. I want to play it.
I want to jump back in. I'm tempted to get the battle pass.
So
I'm not gonna play it.
So then why would you get the battle pass?
If I have enough points to get I really like the blue goober guy.
Yeah.
And because he's part of it, right?
Yes.
You can't pull the battle pass up online.
Right.
Like he used to be able to look through everything. So I was like, I'll have to check later.
Things are different. I think I saw on Fortnite's Twitter, they like posted it. It said same game, less grind.
Yep.
More action or something. I was like, less grind.
More That'd be nice because level up I saw as well.
Yeah. The game changed once they added so many challenges. And all I was occupied with was doing challenges to the point where the game was literally just get in and do challenges while people try to kill me and I try to hide from them.
And it was very frustrating.
Yeah.
Yep. I think they found their balance. I think they realized they went too far. They weren't enough, and now they're hopefully balancing it out. It sounds like they've balanced a lot of stuff out.
Yeah.
To make it more fun.
Yeah.
Now getting in there, and we have to try it. That's the only way we're gonna know if it's any fun. The new mechanics look awesome.
They do look really cool. It looks a lot more realistic. Like you can actually be kind of more of a person, it seems.
Key ways to you mean in terms of like the fishing?
Fishing, swimming, diving, jumping out of stuff.
Is there diving?
Yeah.
Wait, what kind of diving?
If there's like a waterfall, if you swim to the end of the waterfall, you like dive into the river down below it. Okay. Instead of just like falling with your feet under you.
The thing I'm most excited about is like you can play differently. So One, I love that you can pick up your teammates that are downed.
So cool.
That's a game changer.
Yeah.
And the bandage bazooka to me, it's like, okay, now you can be a medic. You don't have to go around killing people.
There's classes.
Like when you which that direct shift in like true gameplay is what interests me, because it became like either you run around and you build and you shoot, or you're kind of useless.
Yeah.
And I was imagining like if we play in our group, it's like you could be going around wrecking people, and we could be following behind, or Maya could be following behind, healing you,
shooting bandages at us,
and working that. And I'm like, okay, this is, and then you do get down and you pick somebody up, and then that like, the boats, swimming, like
the boats are really cool.
And there's apparently more stuff in there that they're not talking. They want people to go out and discover more stuff.
Yeah.
Pogo
Definitely
sticks.
feels that way with. Yeah, the pogo sticks are cool.
Those look cool.
The way the map is, it's like all gray at first, and you have to discover all the areas. Ooh. Like once you go to it colors and lightens up on your map.
Each match or one time per player?
One time.
So everybody will be dynamically doing that differently?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it seems like they are incentivizing like exploration and finding stuff. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm more intrigued. I'm more into it than I was for season 11. Season 10. Season 10 was just chaos. I didn't recognize the map anymore. I didn't know what was going on with the story. Just the mechs, just too much random stuff. And it seems back to basics, which is obviously what it's supposed to be. And I'm happy about that.
I think that was a common sentiment.
Yeah.
And that combined with all the hate that they've apparently been getting, which doesn't surprise me. Angry children.
Because angry adults too.
Is it?
Oh yeah, streamers, dude. Were they
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's annoying. But regardless, I heard something about they wanted to get back to season 1 vibes.
Yeah.
In terms of how it felt, and so I think that again shows that they know what's going on.
Which is when I fell in love with it. I fell in love with it in season 1.
So that's why I want to give them another chance.
I do too.
The new map looks cool. I think they've done some weapon balancing.
So. I don't like that there's some of the same locations on the map.
It's interesting, right?
I saw a leak of the map like before it officially came out, and I saw those locations. I'm like, okay, that can't be real.
Yeah.
And it is. And I don't know if they're exactly the same as they were. They have the same names and the same layout. I don't know if they're exactly like building for building exactly the same, but it's weird. It doesn't make sense.
I'm assuming there's a lore reason. And I think it's also for some familiarity for people.
Yeah. And that's fine. I really don't care that much, but what I am surprisingly excited to see is how this map evolves over 10 seasons now. See what they do to it.
If it's 10 seasons. So what we're talking about is Battle Royale. Have you been on Reddit?
No.
Have you seen?
Why are people butthurt about Save the World?
Dude, I went on
because it was down, right?
Yeah, all of Fortnite was down.
All of it, right.
Fortnite was down.
Right.
And these Save the World people, all of the posts on the Fortnite Reddit were just like, this is absolutely despicable epic. I cannot believe it.
That they turned the game off?
Yeah. We weren't able to play for 2 days, and then you just update Battle Royale. You don't update Save the World, and you give us a hero ticket as an apology. I paid money to play this game, and you haven't even updated. It's like, dude, I understand you're frustrated. Let's be real here. Fortnite Battle Royale became one of the biggest games of all time. Also
makes them 99.99999% of their money.
And they gave all that money away. Sorry, your $10. Your massive investment of $10 or whatever it costs. Uh-huh. Like, I just was... Honestly, every person I saw that was upset, I was like, dude, I don't think anybody cares.
No.
Even if you're upset.
I don't think Fortnite cares.
And I'm not trying to hate, but it's just people want to get out. I forget things exist for 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, breathe, go outside. I saw all these memes about go outside and stuff, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, yes. You're not owed anything.
No, I wasn't watching any streamers during this, but I would imagine they were like, it's kind of nice to maybe...
You know how much money Fortnite gave up by not being on for 2 days?
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
It's just the entitlement of we deserve something that just bugs me. I even if you think you deserve it, you don't at the end of the day. And it's like, what, you gave them some money, so you deserve... No.
You deserve the game 24/7 forever.
It's just...
People, man.
Yeah, I'm going to not go down that rabbit hole anymore.
Save the world. I played it very little. I only played it because I knew I could get V-Bucks from it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this isn't fun. So I'm not going to play it. Another Battle Royale, Apex.
Yeah, what's going on with Apex?
They introduced a zombies game mode today.
Oh, sorry, what?
It's back on
you
the
were
first...
You were talking about Call of Duty?
It's back on the first map.
I heard zombies, so I assumed Call of Duty.
Zombies, yeah,
No?
and Apex
Apex
Legends.
yep.
Yeah. That's all I know. They made a zombies game mode because who doesn't, right?
I'm happy that people enjoy that game.
It's really good.
It has nothing to do with the quality of the game.
Yeah.
It's like Destiny. I just don't care. It doesn't bother me that people enjoy that. People love it. So just do your thing.
Well, they just had a new raid come out.
There you go.
Like a week ago or so.
Mewtwo?
So they're still doing good. Yeah, there's a Mewtwo raid on Mercury.
Oh my goodness. Is Mercury that one room on that planet that you go through 100 times in a row?
I don't know.
I remember going to Mars, and then you go down and you fight the massive Demon King, and you kill him, and you conquer it, and you win.
In the first one?
Yeah. And then you go back, and he's still there.
Are you talking about in the raid?
Not a raid.
Not a raid.
Just the level.
Yeah, I don't know. I barely remember that game.
Yeah, that's all I remember.
Pokemon Go update.
Yes.
Finally, some new raid bosses are coming.
The Halloween update?
There's the Halloween update where there's going to be like costumed Pokemon that you can catch, but...
I've got the article up.
Okay.
I had it saved.
Okay.
Regigigas.
Yes.
Dude
he is one of them.
Insane. I read through all of it and I still don't even know.
But also Regirock, Regice, and Registeel are going to be... Are they legendaries?
Yep.
So finally we're getting like a legendary set back in raids that we haven't had since we've been playing again.
But isn't that temporary?
Yeah.
For them? And the only day to get Regigigas is November 2nd. And the only days to get Regice, Registeel, and Regirock is November 1st or November 4th. So we would have to get them all on that Friday or on that Saturday, and then also do the thing on the Saturday. I was trying to wrap my head. I don't know if I'm right, but I was trying to wrap my head around all this.
So the thing about Regigigas is that you can... Wait, what'd you say? November 2nd?
Yeah.
That's if you buy the ticket to do it early. Otherwise, I think he shows up later. Okay. So there's a special event, a special research story event that you can buy for $8. And it takes place Saturday, November 2nd from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And it comes with research challenges, which you can complete at any time. You don't have to complete them within the 11 to 7. You get 10 raid passes that have to be used between 11 to 7 on that day. So you can just go and raid and stuff. You get a Unova Stone, a Sinnoh Stone, and an exclusive avatar pose from conducting the special research. Basically, it's just an opportunity to do the whole thing early. And then I think he will show up again later after the other three.
So here's the problem. He's only in EX raids. He's the EX raid target, which means you have to get that special raid pass from a special gem under special circumstances. Does that make sense?
Yeah, unless you do this.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would be down to do this.
Right.
Except that to get him, you have to have the other three.
You do?
Yep. So it says...
No.
Yep.
Really?
Players should be prepared to try to grab a Regirock, Regice, and Registeel after activating the special research, as they're necessary to grab Regigigas from a colossal discovery.
Huh.
Because I'm pretty sure they all fuse together.
Turn into him?
To turn into him. So I was like, this is too many things to try to knock out. I want to.
I guess I did not realize how much of a time crunch this was. I was thinking, weekend, that's fine to like go and do some raids and stuff, but it's like procedure of stuff you have to do.
I want to do some more research to see if we can pull this off, but November 2nd is the day that we're hopefully targeting to go to Disneyland, which is weirdly coincidental.
That would be perfect.
It would be perfect, but if we're still not going to hit whatever the requirements are to do that, then it's not worth it.
No. But we can play it by ear.
Exactly. And I'd be down to at least get the 3 of them.
I really want the 3 of them. I don't know any of them. It's all new to me.
They showed up. This got my attention because I'm pretty sure, let me double check this. They showed up in Diamond and Pearl, which was the last like big current Pokemon game that I got.
Yeah.
And that was Giratina. And I was like, there were so many, the last one I had played was Gold and Silver. And there were legendaries, and I had seen new legendaries. The number of legendaries in Diamond and Pearl, I was like, there's the 3 water spirits, there's the 2 main ones, Palkia and Dialga, and then
there's like 7 or 8, right?
And then there's Giratina, and then there's Regirock, Regice, and Registeel that turn into Regigigas. I'm like, this is insane. So this says of Hoenn. So I'm wrong. They were in Diamond and Pearl, but they were introduced in Gen 3. So I take that back.
Diamond and Pearl is which one?
Gen 4.
Okay. More Pokemon will be showing up, like Aaron.
Love Aaron.
Swinub, Spheal, and Geodude and Magnemite. Magnemite's good. And then 2 times incubator effectiveness.
That I'm very excited about.
And then I think I saw something about like extra candy and stuff from like everything.
That's the Halloween.
That's Halloween. That's
Yes.
right. Oh, okay. So yeah, then the Halloween thing is awesome.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Bulbasaur, Charmander, Cubone, and Squirtle, and Pikachu will all be wearing costumes.
I need all of them.
I want all of them very badly. Yeah, 2 times catch candy, 2 times hatch candy, and 2 times transfer candy.
Yep.
For everything, or just for them?
For everything, I think.
During October 17th through November 1st?
Yeah, it starts like Thursday at like
1 p.m. So that's exciting.
Yeah, time to go ham.
Ah, man. I love all the events in Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
it keeps you always looking forward to something and always currently something to do and strive for.
They figured it out.
Yeah.
Their rhythm, and they're just steamrolling ahead. So we'll figure out the Regigigas details and whatnot.
Yes. Speaking of phone games, Nintendo is currently occupying probably 95% of time spent on my phone between Pokemon Go and Mario Kart.
So you are playing Mario Kart.
I am. My coworkers finally got... Actually, no. They've been asking me to play it since it came out.
Yeah.
I didn't have space on my phone to download it.
I don't have space.
Because of my trip to Europe. I finally got all the videos transferred off my phone, freed up 25 gigs.
Yeah, you got to get that iCloud.
I don't like doing iCloud. I know it's weird, but I just don't.
No, it's okay.
So yeah, I'm finally playing it, and it's a lot of fun. It's not so much about placement. It's about like points and how well you do. And then you can like compare that to others.
How much did we talk about it?
We talked about how upset you were by it last week.
About
the Luigi thing.
Luigi not being in it.
And the pay part of it. Yeah.
Okay. You know the other deal, right?
No, what?
That every single person is a bot and you're not playing against any real people.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, what?
I don't know why they have the weird fake names.
It's because they were trying to trick everybody.
Yeah.
They were trying to not let people know.
I figured that because I'm winning races.
That was...
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to happen.
But and it just feels messed up because I feel like everybody's just like, I'm so good. And yet, like, it's...
I really don't care, though. Because I'm not winning every race.
Okay.
Sometimes I come in 7th.
Okay, that's good to know.
4th. And occasionally I'll win, and it feels good. But also sometimes I'll win and I don't get as many points as I did when I got 4th because I didn't do as well with like tricks and hitting people and stuff. So like there's a bunch of stuff that goes into it that makes it a lot of fun, and it feels good.
So this is good. So this is because I really like, I haven't tried it. I've been waiting to get like some real like
feedback.
Yeah, good feedback. The only other thing I heard is it's a little slow and you have to pay to unlock the faster one.
Honestly, 150
is it okay?
Which is free, is perfectly fine.
Okay, I'll have to try it and see for myself.
I mean, yeah, I haven't
say anything else.
I haven't paid for 200, and it's also, I mean, 200 doesn't even gain you anything, obviously, because it can't be pay to win. But
yeah,
there's no advantage in terms of like challenging your friends to having 200 cc. So 150 is all you need. There you go. I think personally.
I'm gonna download
it's a lot of fun
when I get space.
It feels like exactly what Mario Kart on a phone should be.
That's awesome. Yeah, everything I'd seen, the visuals, everything, it's like, this is the newest Mario Kart we've got in, oh my God, when did that come out? Because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, while it did come out on Switch, was a Wii U game. And that was the last one that we got. And so, and it still holds up. It still looks great.
And that was 2017? 2017.
For Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
I want to say Mario Kart 8 was like 2014.
Oh, wow.
But it could be 15. Let me just double check.
There was
Yeah, May 2014.
There was a YouTuber who had like
It's been 5 years.
150 Mario Kart 8 videos, and I watched every single one of them. Of just him and his friends
When was this?
doing a circuit. Probably like 2015.
Okay.
I watched all of them.
That makes more sense. I was like, you did that now? That seems not
Can't do that now. I can't even stay awake through one episode of Pokemon anymore.
Are you watching?
I started one last night and I fell asleep.
Oh, it's so good.
10 minutes into it.
Because you've never watched it?
Nope.
Oh, I love that show.
I'm loving it too, but I can't watch it.
What's crazy is like I didn't realize how much of it I watched when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember watching it when I was a kid.
The thing I'm excited about is learning about all these new Pokemon, and I want to see when they show up in the show.
Oh, I have it. It's on my like continue watching.
Yeah.
Because I'll just watch an episode every now and then.
If I like it by the end, I'll probably seek them out and watch the rest of it. Oh, I was also just gonna point out. So there was a community day this past Saturday for Trapinch.
Yep.
A lot of that little guy who I didn't really care for before, but I have a new love for him now.
Oh yeah.
So how many shinies did you catch?
1.
Maya caught 1.
No, she got like 8. It was ridiculous. She just
8
kept,
shinies.
I think she had like 4 or 5.
I got 4.
Yeah, she just kept one after another, after another, after another, after another. I had 1 pop up.
Yeah. So I have a shiny 3-star Flygon.
Nice.
Who I never heard of him, and I could get a Vibrava. But yeah, I got those guys, and then also on the same day I did a shadow thing, rocket
nice.
battle.
Who'd you get?
And got a Bulbasaur.
Oh, nice.
Finally have a 3-star Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
And now I have a purified 3-star Ivysaur. Awesome. And we'll finally get to Venusaur.
Yeah, how many candy do you have? This is
31.
Oof.
Yeah, he's been a struggle because he doesn't pop up very much at all. And he was my starter.
I walked with him 270 kilometers or whatever. I have 134 candy. I was literally going through them today because I don't know if I want to, because I have Lucky, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, but I don't know if I already have a Blastoise, 3-star Blastoise. I'm like, maybe I should just keep my Squirtle Lucky because he's so cute.
Yeah.
And then I have a Lucky 3-star Charmander, but then I got an even better regular 3-star Charmander that's literally maxed out on 2. Like, look at that. It's ridiculous.
It's like 15, 14, 15.
And so do I evolve him? Because then this is my lucky one. But I want to have him, like, it's still good. And, like, it would be a lot cheaper to power him up.
Yeah.
I'm so torn. And so, like, but then if I do that, then I'm going to have to, like, do him, Squirtle. I'm going to have to
have the lucky top evolutions.
Exactly. But I only have 5 Squirtle candy. And I already have a 3-star Blastoise who's, like, got good stats, too. Yeah. Just like my Lucky Charmander, actually. That's really weird.
Thankfully.
But then get this. No, here's where it gets worse. This is the dilemma. My 3-star Lucky Bulbasaur is my best one.
Oh.
And so it's like, and I have 134 candy. So I could instantly have a Lucky 3-star Venusaur.
I think you have to evolve your lucky ones.
I know. I think I do too.
Or you just keep, you can wait as long as you want in this game.
I don't want to.
Except for catching stuff. But you can, with what you have, you can wait to do whatever you want for as long as you want.
I'm currently undecided.
So maybe you'll catch a 4-star of something eventually.
No, which is why I'm afraid I'm going to evolve, and then the next one I catch will be a 4-star, and I'll be like, can I get that 135 candy back? Yeah. No, that's why we knew you were going to do that.
Right. One other thing I thought of.
Yes.
Trine 2. We should finish that.
Thank you. I've been mentioning that, and you're always like, Because now there's 3 and 4.
4.
I know, and 4 is apparently really, really good.
So I was watching a video on 4, and I was like, why have we never played this with Maya?
Oh, yeah, it would be fun to play with her.
Like, let's have a 3rd.
Yeah.
So I'm confused. Was the 3rd always a bot? Or did we only have 2 people?
2 people, I'm
really
pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we should play with the 3rd.
Is it 3 people?
Yeah. The archer, the heavy, and the sorcerer.
Oh, yeah, we got to do that.
Yeah. And she could be the archer?
Yep, she'll want to be the archer.
That'll be so fun.
Yeah.
So we should finally do that and then maybe play 3 and then play 4 or just start playing 4. I don't know. But we should finish 2 and then pick one of those to play with her.
I'm happy you're saying this because that's always been in the back of my head and
I had forgotten about it completely until I saw 4 came out.
Trine 2 is one of the first PS4 games that we played.
Yeah.
When I was at UCSD.
We've been slowly grinding away at that game for years.
I would say slowly grinding away at it is we played it 5 years ago and we've played it one other time since then.
There was a couple instances.
Other time that we tried to get back into it. We beat 2 levels and we never touched it again.
I'm down to play it again as early as this week. So I'm saying as early, whenever, but I'm down to get
once
back
I finish
into
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. Oh, and then you got to play Batman.
But
after October. Soon. But this year.
But then Death Stranding.
Let's say this year. Does that come out in November?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, God.
November 8th.
Can we wait on that?
Oh, that's literally the one game we can't wait on because everybody is going to be playing it and being like, what is going on?
I know.
So, I mean, I was going to wait and you were like, yeah, let's get it. And I was like, yeah, we should probably get it at launch.
No, you're right. No, we're going to.
I know.
But I'm also getting Luigi's Mansion at launch, which will be exciting because we're going to be playing that in 2 weeks.
My goodness, that's so true. I did want to, I was listening to our first episode and the whole segment that came up about RPGs and I was racking my brain. I was like, was I right? Or was I just mindlessly, I don't even know. So I was like, I need to do some research.
For some context, I thought something was an RPG that wasn't, no, I thought Spider-Man was an RPG, right?
And I was like, no, I don't think that's an RPG.
But then you kind of came around on it. You're like, maybe. But
and then I thought about it more and I was like, yeah, no, I don't think so. And so.
But you understood why I thought it was. I didn't understand the full definition of RPG. I thought of it as I'm playing as Spider-Man. That's what I thought a role-playing game was.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do some research. And I found a couple cool things. So I went on Reddit and one person talked about this and I really liked their description. And I'm just going to, from user deleted, so I can't even reference them. But they said, this is just one take. So it says RPGs at their core need to focus on characters, dialogue, and or quest. If any of these fail, it's a bad RPG. And if they don't exist, it's not really an RPG. You'll see this in games as diverse as Fallout, Mass Effect, Final Fantasy, The Witcher. The rest, leveling system, skills, turn-based combat is all optional and are the RPG elements other games borrow.
Because you called Spider-Man RPG Light, if I remember correctly.
I said action adventure or action game with RPG elements.
Yeah.
That was how but then I was like, I'm not sure if that's the correct way of doing it. After looking, I'm like, yeah, I
got it pretty good.
Kind of nailed it on that. There was a whole other article that I read where this guy really broke down because it's complicated. RPG it's evolved and it is complicated, but.
Can I ask
absolutely
new game? Is this an RPG? Red Dead? Because you can kind of. There's a openness. You can kind of choose how you want to be.
That is really walking the line.
Okay.
In terms of my interpretation, and what I would say is, when you think about an RPG, the character is not predefined, and so it's not just playing a role, because then that's literally every video game.
Right.
And so if you look at a game like Skyrim, just as one example, that's a very easy example.
Because you can create a character.
You create a character. Mm-hmm. You have dialogue where you select what they say, and that has impacts on both the story and the world. I remember when I found out that in Fallout, you go up to a quest giver, you can literally just kill anybody in that game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say game over, reload, because that doesn't work now. That affects what happens.
Okay.
And so you could run up to somebody later and they knew that person and they would be like, you killed them or something like to that effect. That's an RPG where you're influencing the world. You're creating a character that's not predetermined. So it's like Spider-Man, we know who Spider-Man is. You're playing his story.
And even though it is open world, you kind of have boundaries. Like there's things you can't do. You can't cross certain lines.
So exploration is an aspect in some RPGs, but then there's other RPGs like Fire Emblem where it's turn-based with 0 exploration. But that's still an RPG.
Yeah.
Because you literally every decision you make, every match you play, and the kicker with Fire Emblem is your characters die and experience permadeath. If you have a party character that dies, they ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Like that changes everything.
So can you not in Red Dead like do things certain ways? Like can you kind of create a personality for your character, or do you have to do it the way the mission lays it out? Otherwise
you can't go into camp and kill people and then the game will figure that out.
Right.
So there might be a good or bad decision at this point. But I haven't played Red Dead 1. No. Red Dead 2, possibly.
Maybe more so.
Possibly, but I haven't gotten all the way through it, so I can't speak to it as much.
Westworld. That's an RPG.
Yes, because it resets. And
right.
So for you...
And you can kill whoever you want, and they'll just make it work.
And every decision you make has ramifications. So that, yes, Westworld would be an RPG.
Cool.
And you can create your character. You go in the room, you build all that up, and you make yourself. So yeah, Westworld's an RPG. So this other guy, wrote this long article. Let me reference him. So this is on Sinister Design, and I can't see who wrote this, which is a .net, and it's what makes an RPG, a universal definition.
Okay.
His conclusion was a game is a computer RPG. That was just what he used. If it features player-driven development of a persistent character or characters via the making of consequential choices. So you got to be making like some consequential choices, which I'm pretty sure are in Red Dead.
Yeah.
One game that comes to my mind why I'm so excited is Cyberpunk 2077.
Yep.
And to me, this is the ultimate RPG. People who like, when I think of like, you literally can influence this thing like crazy and get different outcomes and everything. Like they're trying to create the ultimate RPG.
Cool.
I'm very excited for that game. It's going to be, you have to play it.
I'm going to.
Yes. Okay.
No, 100%.
It's going to be.
I'm more excited for that than almost anything else.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to pull that off. It's going to be one of those like before and after things. Like Breath of the Wild, like God of War, if you can play that finally. You got to finish the other ones.
Do I?
It'll be better.
Okay.
You've waited long enough that it'll make it better. So, with that, is Spider-Man an RPG? What would you say?
No.
No. I agree. And it's an amazing game. Action-adventure game with RPG elements, but no, we're gonna leave RPG for these other massive games.
Yes.
Now, an actual Spider-Man RPG in some kind of multiverse, that might be kind of crazy.
That'd be cool.
So, we got more on multiverses coming up.
Yes. In the movie segment.
Stay tuned.
Be right back.
Hey, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Ethan.
And you're listening to the Huber Rebels podcast.
Thanks for listening. That's not a reason. That's not a sole reason. This is an important... I believe in this.
Fair enough. This is going to be the intro to segment 2, so...
That's fair.
Welcome back to the movie segment. If you're not a Patreon subscriber, you just missed a very spirited discussion on White Claw. So you should check that out. We have a lot of bonus content.
Very passionate.
Bonus videos with like probably twice as much footage sometimes as like the actual episode. So
2 to 3 times the footage.
It's worth the $1 that it is per month.
It's like those infomercials where they're like, and you can get this for $39.95. You know what? No. Order in the next 10 minutes, $5.99. And you know what? Order in the next 3 minutes, you get
3 times the stuff.
8 for $3.99. What a deal. Order now. It's kind of like...
Just use code seaweed at checkout. Like, okay.
And then it'll only be $1 for 40 of them. Please just get these off our hands. That's what it seems like.
That's what I feel like. It's $1 for like 16 bonus episodes.
So is this not
please.
Gonna go everywhere?
I don't think so. So we're trading beers finally from a couple weeks ago when we went to the SpaceX brewery. Or we're about to drink each other's beers. He's drinking the pineapple beer, and I'm drinking Star Kitten.
Welcome to Beer Cast.
So yeah, we're going to talk about some movies. What do you want to talk about first?
Well, speaking of multiverses and Spider-Mans and Spider-Mins, did you see?
No, I did not.
So I don't know when I even saw this at this point, but apparently the current rumor is Tom Holland and Tom Hardy will be meeting up in some form or another in some kind of crossover.
I was expecting it to happen in Venom because I had heard something for that too. I had heard rumors that Tom Holland would show up in it somewhere.
I think that was not legit.
And it seems that way now.
Because that was around when that movie came out, right? Because I remember hearing about that too.
Yeah.
I think that was wishful thinking.
Sure.
That has now, thanks to all this crazy deal stuff,
become a possibility.
Happen. So here's the crazy thing. Apparently, because I'm not super versed on like Venom's
multiverse.
Venom's backstory.
Yeah.
So typically, Venom starts with Spider-Man. That's how he like is integrated. They did not do that with the Tom Hardy Venom movie, which is why some people were like confused,
right?
Because they did the whole alien and different take on it.
Went to Eddie Brock.
However,
first.
This is perfect.
Which is what he did in Spider-Man 3.
I don't even remember.
He was on. No, he wasn't. He went to Spider-Man first. And then he went to Eddie.
So that's what usually happens.
Yeah.
I was reading. But this is even more perfect because you already have established Spider-Man, and now you just integrate him.
Yeah.
Into this, and then he's gonna obviously go into Tom Holland. We're going to see Venom go into Tom Holland and get the black suit with the white spider and all that kind of craziness. It's beautiful.
Oh, and Tom Holland will kill it.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. And they're gonna somehow cross over and cross up and probably team up in Venom 3, which this was an IGN video and their comic guys talking about this. Maximum Carnage is a really popular comic, and so Venom and Spider-Man teaming up against Carnage.
Is Carnage Woody Harrelson?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is somehow just all worked out beautifully. And I'm happy Sony got this sense because this will make them successful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Taking him and doing was not going to work.
So is this a new possibility? Or has this are they like sharing him now? Or like what's going on?
Yeah.
So is Tom Holland Spider-Man?
Yes.
Like,
that to me, that's what I took
grounded to Spider-Man now.
To me, that's what I took away from this, and that's what needed to happen. One, because he's been the best.
To the point where,
Two, Stan Lee said he's Spider-Man, so I want him to be Spider-Man as long as possible.
To the point where everyone's like, yeah, so how do we get him in our Spider-Man movie? Because we're not restarting this with a new character. Like, we need Tom Holland to be Spider-Man.
Play it for 20 years.
Yeah, dude.
Like they may have, like legit, that may be what they found.
A middle-aged Tom Holland being Spider-Man.
Look at Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Look at Spider-Man PS4 where he's older. They can just keep going and their origin is perfect. Do the MCU. Put Tom Holland in Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Have his multiverse jump in there.
And I don't need him to be part of the MCU forever. Like he can.
No, he needs to be part of the MCU forever.
I'm not saying take him out, but like if it winds up just kind of being like a trickle off of just a Spider-Man movie every once in a while that sort of connects, but like isn't like pertinent to what's going on in the MCU, that's totally fine with me.
I think we've got some time. I've been racking my brain over the MCU, and I think Earth is going to get a break from cosmic forces for a while. Yeah, which is
it deserves it.
It deserves it, and they just won.
Yeah,
so it'll allow Spider-Man to be Spider-Man in New York without having to travel the universe. God. But then he can pop up every now and then in a movie, but he doesn't need to be in every Marvel movie. He doesn't need to be in every single thing like Tony Stark was with Iron Man.
Right.
They can somehow. Kevin Feige is now completely in charge of everything Marvel. Did you see? Comics, TV, movies, everything.
That's amazing.
He is now the head guy in control of everything. They're going to work this right. I'm not even worried about it.
He's probably the person I trust most, like, in the world.
Yeah. Like, my child, take him. Feige, take him. I trust you.
Well, did you see that they're, like, kind of consulting him for Star Wars now, too?
And so when I saw the news today, I saw Kevin Feige officially, and I was like, is he now part of... And it was like, oh, no, he doubled down on Marvel, which made me think, oh, he's not going to get too involved with Star Wars. But I'm hoping what they do is consult with him to get somebody who is him.
Okay, yeah.
Because he can't do both.
So this might be a dumb question, but is Kevin Feige and Kathleen, are they the same role?
Yes.
Okay.
What I've heard is that Kathleen Kennedy is the one, but she's not going to be that forever.
No.
And they need somebody else.
And she's no Kevin Feige.
And that's the other thing, right?
Nothing really against her. Like I don't have anything bad really to say about her, but she hasn't done with Star Wars what Kevin Feige has done with Marvel.
I'd be worried if she wasn't there. Is kind of how I feel.
Right. She's keeping it afloat, I think.
The person I want, and I hate that I'm blanking on his name right now. Dave Filoni is who I want to be the Kevin Feige of Star Wars.
Who is he?
He was involved with Clone Wars.
Okay.
And Rebels.
Okay.
Creator and executive producer on Rebels. He's been kind of the other guy driving all of this creative stuff. He knows everything, blah, 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 blah. I'd love to see him become the Kevin Feige of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because there's not another name out there that I've heard of. George Lucas would be the guy, but he doesn't want to be involved.
And I don't know if I want him anymore either.
No, it's tough because it's in his head.
Right.
In terms of what Star Wars is. But I think that ship has sailed.
I don't want to take away Star Wars from him at all. Like, whatever he thinks Star Wars should be, I want him to think that in his own head. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he knows what Star Wars should be now anymore. Things have changed.
That's the key.
Movies have changed. Cinematic universes have become a thing. And, like, everything has grown beyond what Star Wars, like, kind of became. And I don't think he could take it to that level. I'm sure he has a very expanded universe in his head, but things have to play out in certain ways and play into each other and feed off each other. And yeah, I don't know.
I'm really excited for 9 to be over.
That's a depressing.
It's not depressing. It's a relief. There's so much pressure. There's so many expectations around this sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
I want them to end it perfectly because then we're free. We're free. They can do whatever they want.
Right.
Mandalorian is the first indication of that.
Right.
And it looks incredible.
Also weeks away.
Yeah, I can't even.
Is that going to be something you watch, like, when it drops every week?
Oh, we'll do a watch party.
Okay.
No, we're going to do a watch party and reacts video.
Okay, cool. Every episode?
Yeah, oh, yeah. 100%.
Okay, cool.
No, 100%. It's a Star Wars show for the first time ever. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, speaking of reacts, if you haven't seen our reacts videos.
We've done 2 Rebels reacts since we last sat down and did a podcast, one of which is the most watched video on the Huber Rebels channel. So thank you for that if you watched it.
Or on YouTube if you just want the most watched video on YouTube by the Huber Rebels this year.
The first one we did this past week was for Gemini Man.
Yeah.
A very special viewing of it.
Before we jump into that, I did want to make a note.
Yes.
So, and this is kind of like raw, but currently they're done in the vehicle that we arrived to the movie theater in.
Yes.
I think we should do them here.
I think so too. So I totally agree. The only problem with that is, do we stay quiet until we get here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I just didn't know if you were down for that. Because I've always had it in my head that for Star Wars, we're coming right back here.
Yeah.
But can we keep from talking about Star Wars until we get back here? Like, do we drive silently back to this?
We'll play it by ear.
Because I'm down.
Yeah, but I think it should be here.
I think so too.
Yeah. I think more people will watch if they see this.
Because the audio and the video for them are just pretty bad.
I was thinking about that. I was like, if we legit want more people watching, like it has to be here.
I mean, we've already shown that just doing it in a car with terrible audio and video is sort of working.
Yeah.
So okay, you heard it first. From here on out, Rebels Reacts up
right
here.
So that's all I was saying. That's
in the ground floor attic.
That's all I wanted to, yes. That was all I wanted to add. So Gemini Man.
Can you explain what it was? What the special viewing of it was?
So Ang Lee had this whole vision to film this movie in 4K, 120 frames per second, 3D. Normally movies are in 24 frames per second. Years ago, when The Hobbit came out, they did it in 48 frames per second, which was horrendous.
We tried. We tried to see it. We lasted minutes.
Couldn't. Walked right out, got our money back.
Did we know I think we accidentally got the ticket, right? We
think
didn't know we were
accidentally-
getting in 48
yeah.
frames per second
It
because we
was-
looked at each other. We're like, "What's going on?"
But then it was like we saw it and we knew that was a thing,
Yeah.
and we're
Right.
like, no, no.
Because that's why we knew to leave.
Yes, because we weren't just like, oh, well, this is something.
If that was the only way it was, I think
Yeah.
we would have sat through it.
100%.
Yeah.
And so the crazy thing was that not a single theater in the entire country is showing it in 4K, 120 frames per second 3D, which is how it's intended to be seen. But 14 theaters across the country, including 2 in LA, one being Del Amo Fashion Center or whatever it's called now.
My personal favorite theater.
Yeah, it's a great theater. They had it in their Dolby in 2K, so half the resolution, but still the 120 frames per second 3D. With fancy 3D glasses that were brand new, to where the person handing them out was like,
Do not leave with these.
like once you go
Alarms will go off.
yeah, once you go in, if you go to the bathroom, if you go anywhere, you have to leave them in the theater.
That's
The
why I was
alarms
confused
will
about the
go off.
bathroom because I heard that.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was a once you go in kind of thing.
yeah, I know, and I
So,
knew you were confused, and
yeah.
that's why I was like, no, and you were just like, I don't understand what's going on. Why can't I can't take these in the bathroom?
Do you
but he's
want to know
making me take
why
them in the
though?
bathroom.
Because by the time I got there, she was sick of saying it to every single person because every single person going in was going there for Gemini Man.
Yep.
So she would say it to like one person, and then 6 people later, she's like, "Did you hear what I said earlier?" And they're like, yeah, I think."
Did you say something? I'm not paying attention to the world around me because I listened to the 3 people ahead of me, and I was like, I'm good. She's like, oh, okay.
So I got the gist of it.
That's
but-
annoying though, because I don't blame her. Like,
No.
when she told it to the first person and then the person behind them didn't just say, I was like, he also didn't have the right thing. It was just, I don't know why people struggle so much.
There should have been someone at the door of the Dolby Theater saying, when you're going in, don't take these back out. Because then people can go to the bathroom first, but once you're walking in, don't take your glasses back out.
AMC's not that organized. They really struggle sometimes.
AMC is the best, though.
No. AMC is the
Yeah.
best. And they still really struggle sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's not AMC, it's movie theater employees. The number of BS things and dealing with posters like you've ran into and just all that kind of stuff, they're not good at. I don't imagine that these people are having team meetings and like, all right, guys, when this movie comes out, we're going to make sure that everybody has a great experience. They're just showing up to work and doing their job. And
Right.
they're like, we got to do this.
There's one person reminding them all that, hey, these glasses can't leave the theater.
Yeah.
And then that lady's doing what she knows to do.
Exactly. And it comes down to the employee, to how well they want to execute that and how much they care. There's nobody checking on them.
Right.
Regardless, we got our fancy 3D glasses.
Can you imagine if William was there dealing with that?
That's why he wasn't.
Love you, William. You're the best.
Hung from American Idol.
Yes.
No, and so we got to see it in 2K, 120 frames per second 3D, which
Yes.
was basically the same, just half the resolution.
And you can't even really, it still looked great.
It probably would have been a little bit more crisp.
Yeah.
But hard to say. Because I guess that meant we got 1K in each eye. No,
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
how it works.
Yeah. So the reason for this, the reason he'd made it in this weird, new, futuristic way was because there's 2 Will Smiths in this movie. One is real, one is CG. I don't know if I ever got a conclusion on whether it was fully CG or CG'd over a person. Like, was it mocap or
Fully CG.
fully
Well, he
CG?
did mocap
Right.
to a fully
To
CG
get like a
character.
facial animations and stuff.
Yeah.
But so he did it to save from there being too much like uncanny valley going on. Like
Yep.
he wanted it to look as realistic as possible. And what do you want to talk about first?
For 99% of the movie, it didn't bother me.
No.
The way he looked. It was still a little weird,
Yeah.
but it worked. I think it looked great. The high frame rate and everything. It was a tech demo.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that, it was an experiment. I feel like almost like it was.
He was more concerned about that than the actual movie, unfortunately. And I've seen a lot of people share the same sentiment of like, this trailer was hype. Like I've told people and they're like, really? And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, but not really. I'm like, no.
No, really,
It's bad.
not good.
It's very bad.
If you take away all the technical stuff, you said it perfectly. It's a hollow movie. There's
not Halloween. just hollow.
There's no acting to hang your hat on.
There's no ween.
There is no ween. I'm happy about that, but
is ween something?
I'm thinking like ween.
Like weenus?
Yeah. Like a ween, like your ween.
Oh, like wiener. It could be like a weenus.
It could be weenus. There's plenty of weenuses in it.
Lots of weenuses.
I loved seeing Benedict Wong's weenus.
Welcome to another episode of Weenus Cast. You liked seeing Benedict Wong's weenus? Ween?
His last name in itself is a dick
I
pun.
didn't even realize it. Regardless, this movie was bad.
How did Benedict Wong and Benedict Cumberbatch get to be partners?
I didn't know that.
That's kind of amazing,
That's
right?
amazing. Wong Cumberbatch. I want to know who that is.
Cumber Wong.
Oh, Benedict Cumberwong.
Yeah.
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 That's great.
I like it.
That's great.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Wongerbatch.
Gemini Man, not good.
Yeah, that's why we're not talking about it. 'Cause
However,
it's not really worth talking about.
Honestly, I think I really like this movie.
What movie?
Gemini Man.
Oh my god, what do you mean?
I really enjoyed that experience. I had a lot more fun in the theater than you did. The action I thought was really fun. I enjoyed watching it. During the action sequences, like I was like hyped for them. I thought they looked incredible. You did not so much.
No, most of them did.
And even kind of funny, I heard them making fun of the motorcycle.
Did
part.
they say the same stuff that I said?
Yeah.
Just the end part or the whole thing?
There was something in a trailer, I think, on IMDb that they saw that they just couldn't stop laughing at because it looked so ridiculous.
I'm not going to lie.
But also, they're not seeing it exactly how it's supposed to be seen, but it doesn't look good, I'm sure.
So for me, the part that I was struggling with was like, this dude showed up, was invisible. He was supposed to be invisible. And then by the end of it, I'm standing on a motorcycle directly in front of you, not hiding, not even trying to kill you, just intimidating you, and then failing to even hit you.
I know. It's ridiculous. The movie is absurd.
But everything before, when they got that close in the motorcycle scene, was
awesome.
good. No, and I legitimately think that. But then that it ruined the whole thing.
Legitimately, there's like two things in this movie that are some of the coolest things I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah. Which part? Oh, where he's like going between the alleyways and
there's
stuff?
the part where old Will Smith is driving on the motorcycle, which was one of the coolest like shots in a movie I've ever seen. And there's another thing between the two Will Smiths, like while they're fighting, that I won't spoil because if you see it, it's really cool.
I want to add to
it involves a grenade.
Yeah, that was really cool.
So awesome.
I want to add to that motorcycle scene. Gave me when it's behind him, and it's kind of like he goes here and then he goes here. Very Uncharted.
Okay, I can see that.
Very
without
Uncharted.
even playing it. Like I know what you mean,
and in a good way.
Yeah. What? And we said the movie feels like a video game.
Yeah.
Which is fun. I don't know if that's what was intended.
I can't. I think about that entire in that little town, whatever that was, that nobody was there. And
that weird, like almost
set. That set.
Well, I'm thinking like a Nuketown kind of thing. Like it seemed like it was there just to get blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That set.
Like where were they?
That whole sequence I hated. The second that rocket launcher went, I was done. So before the rocket launcher went, I was like, I want to see how this ends. I like that this has changed. I want to see how this ends. And then just every little thing, it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'm not trying to hate.
No. That's fine.
And
I understand it's bad.
It kept escalatingly taking me out of it. And then the third person showing up, and I'm just like, oh, and he is invincible. And we now want a reason to repeatedly explode him in slow motion. Like, just so we can see this effect. And then they added daylight at the end, and it killed the whole...
Oh, God,
That was the first time in the movie where I was like, oh, he's not real.
Mm-mm.
Which is, in a weird way, made the rest of it better to me. Like where
it showed how good it was.
Yeah, how good it was up to that point. Give it a few more years, and then I think that last scene will be equally... It's hard.
So
we are trained to notice things that aren't real.
Right.
And it's really hard to trick us.
If this movie is a stepping stone, then I'm happy that this exists.
You know what it's a stepping...
And I had fun watching it. Yeah. So all in all, good experience for me.
It was free.
Yeah.
So that's why. But so I do believe it's a stepping stone, at least without people realizing it, and not from Ang Lee's perspective. But Avatar 2. I think it's going to be, because I saw a rumor about he wanted high frame rate. We'll see if he was able to pull it off. So, but Avatar will be the movie that does it right.
Yeah.
And my theory, so 2 and 3 are like confirmed. They may be filming 4 and 5, but those are the ones that are locked down.
Yeah.
The second 2 does well.
Which it will.
I agree. 4 and 5, 100% will be high frame rate 3D.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's enough time out where even if this 2 and 3 isn't, those next 2 will have enough time to get that technology.
Avatar is crazy, man.
I love Avatar.
I don't understand what
happy.
Avatar is in the movie industry. Like,
an anomaly now.
It really is.
Right now.
Because it's been 10 years since, up until a few months ago, the highest grossing movie of all time. Yes. And
I can't believe it.
We've known about these sequels for a long time, and they just, like, the ability to have such a crazy, like, story, visual movie, and then also the technological feats that are being thrown into it also. It's like, how are you doing all this? And you're going to make 5 of them?
I still remember walking out of our theater and feeling depressed. I've never felt like that after a movie, and I didn't know what to think. And so I immediately went to the internet, and I was like, oh my God, it's not just me. Like, it was like a lot of people were experiencing this.
Why?
A sense of despair for the current world, and a sensation of leaving the beauty of Pandora.
Interesting.
It was a combination of those two things, and I couldn't even like explain how I was feeling, and it was just like I was obsessed. All I wanted to do was I wanted to be him. Like, I remember I was like I don't want to be a person. I don't want to be a human anymore. I want to go be with them. They have it figured out. Fuck the humans. Like, honestly, that's how I was feeling.
Yeah.
And then to step back out of that and realize like climate change and what we're currently doing.
And you are human.
Just, yeah. And it was just, and I was 17, like thinking back on it, like
yeah.
I was still like, what is the world? What is the universe? Like, you said that 10 years ago, and I was like, oh my God, this was right when I moved back. I don't remember it being that, because so I saw it here, and then I went and visited my mom in Uganda.
Mm-hmm.
Saw it there. I was like, we have to go see it.
Really?
Saw it in a Ugandan movie theater.
In English?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. At like their one mall that they have, because it was still playing like all of these months later.
It played for like a year, right?
And then I came back and they did the 3D re-release, and I was like, yes, finally I get to see this in 3D, and that's what we went and did, and it was amazing.
It's just because I'm by no means like a Avatar like super fanboy. Like, it's obviously good.
I'm not. It faded, but
it's faded. We're 10 years out, but when Avatar 2 comes out, I feel like I'll be as hyped for it as I was for Endgame almost.
Yeah. It was one of those things where it was like you knew it wasn't coming anytime soon. You had to shut it down.
Yeah.
Hype is draining. Like, PS5's a year from now. I can get hyped for it now, but
it's draining, but it'll also come back.
Yes.
Like, it's just in a stasis mode.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It's so weird. Like, he's preserved our hype for it somehow.
Because so far everything that exists is good.
Right.
And so there's no reason to doubt or not be hyped for more betterness.
Speaking of Pandora,
real quick.
Yeah.
Avatar 2 apparently will be it's the first time they ever did mocap underwater.
Wow, really?
And I read about that years ago and somehow didn't understand. Oh, mocap. Actually, like, with the suits and like doing dialogue, humans doing that in the water. And I only just realized that a couple weeks ago, and I was like, mind blown.
So 2 and 3 were filmed together, right?
Yeah.
And 2 comes in 21?
Yeah. 2 years from now.
Okay.
We're not ready for it.
No.
That's an appropriate year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pandora.
Yes.
Exists.
In Disney World.
At Disney World.
And I love that they bought Fox, and now that they own it, it's perfect. It's all worked out so beautifully.
It didn't make sense at first.
Avatar, Star Wars. Like, how has this all fallen into
They're in
place?
the same family now.
It's incredible.
And
yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid.
Star
Good job,
Wars,
Disney.
Endgame, and Avatar. Like, goodness.
Love that in-game cinematic universe.
I'm more talking about the highest grossing movie of all time.
Oh yeah, no, it's nuts. And Star Wars is the second highest adjusted for inflation movie ever in America.
Now, if only they can just buy Gone with the Wind.
I love that movie stands on its own, and I wanted Endgame to tackle it, and I don't now.
It doesn't need to. That doesn't prove anything to me.
What I heard about Gone with the Wind was that was the first global movie.
Right.
That should stand.
Yeah. I don't want to take that away from it. Endgame has its own record.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it equates to back then. It's good.
I'm so happy we lived through it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Cried through it. Experienced it to the fullest. You mentioned that we saw Gemini Man for free. That is because AMC is awesome and gives us AMC A-List. Not for free.
No.
We pay for
pay
AMC
them
A-List.
for
But they gave
A-List.
us the service of AMC A-List, which we subscribed to. Mm-hmm. And is there something about AMC coming out that I didn't hear about?
Yeah, so AMC is trying to stay relevant. So they announced a digital distribution service. So it's going to be like iTunes and Amazon Video. So they've essentially launched a digital platform that you can buy and rent movies from. It's kind of pointless. It doesn't really matter. But good for them. So the gist is that they've got about 2,000 movies for rent and purchase on demand. And this is possibly going to be through the AMC app, but I'm not sure. So it'll be about $10 to $20 to purchase movies and about $3 to $6 to rent movies. Just like Amazon, just like Vudu, just like iTunes.
They just want their chunk of the...
If they can get some of it, yeah, why not? Now...
Does A-List get us anything?
So, to recap a little, so they have 900,000 A-List subscribers right now.
That's a lot.
A lot. I was like, that's great. It's got to go up, though. I mean, it's $20, so if you want to compare that to Disney
Isn't it 24?
Plus, yeah, 20.
Or has that not gone into effect for us yet?
I think it has now.
Okay, yeah.
It just did a couple months ago. Because it was a year. July is when it went into effect. So they have 20 million just regular stubs people, but they don't pay anything.
Wow.
I was shocked at that. Yeah, that's good.
But to think that 1/20th gives you $20, I mean, that seems like a good number.
Here's one thing, though. The AMC's Chief Content Officer, Elizabeth Frank, provided an example of how the company plans to use the Stubs service. She said that the roughly 6 million Stubs users who bought tickets to The Lion King will all get a personalized message from AMC saying that they can now enjoy it at home through AMC theaters on demand when the film is released digitally. Cool! I don't care because I'm going to have Disney Plus. But if that's the beginning of giving me free stuff for going and seeing a movie...
I have a very serious question. What does Disney think of that?
Oh, I'm sure they get money and they pay for it. It's not a big deal. They're not allowing that to happen without some whatever.
So they had to have worked this out with every movie company.
Probably.
Saying
I don't know how digital distribution works.
Right.
Look at Amazon Video. Maybe they just have to buy into some service and they get a whatever. It's interesting.
But that seems like a loss of money for AMC. It's not on Amazon, you buy and rent the movie. But you haven't yet, but you might.
AMC.
Let's just say we both saw Lion King in theater.
I didn't.
We then get to watch it for free on the streaming service. And Disney, I would think, would be like, no. Get Disney Plus or buy it from us.
One, that ticket you bought, Disney already made money on.
For the one viewing.
Yep.
They want money on every other viewing.
They're probably making money. AMC is probably paying them to be allowed to do that.
Right.
So it really comes back to AMC.
That's my concern. Where's AMC making the money?
AMC they only make money on concessions.
Right.
Which is scary because it worries me about how they're going to continue to exist.
Uh-huh.
So A-List is based on the fact that, one, people will not get their money's worth. Two, they're going to go see more movies and spend more on concessions because that's the only place they make their money.
They're hoping for the gym platform.
So
where you subscribe to a gym and then stop going and keep paying for it.
Exactly. So 100%. So the incentive of, hey, you get this free digital movie that you really probably don't care about. Oh, I'll sign up for A-List. There's value. I'll get free digital movies. And then you won't pay your subscription, and then you'll spend more on concessions. So whatever incentives they can add to get people to sign up for A-List.
Right.
Because this is not some big thing.
Yeah, I know they're not
Especially
screwing
for
up.
Lion
I just
King,
want to
that
know.
didn't do that well. In that sense, so I'm not surprised that's one of them.
Yeah.
They're not giving away in-game for free. But, like, regardless of all of that it's going to be interesting.
Okay, so it's A-List.
Yes.
Not just stubs.
Let me double check. If it's just... now,
Because that makes no sense.
that would not make any sense. Yeah, let me double check
If it's
that.
you have to give us $25 a month to occasionally get the odd...
users. Oh my god, if that would be stupid.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that would be stupid.
Because just having stubs doesn't incentivize someone to go see movies.
Nope. So we'll see how this develops. They're starting. I mean honestly, like it's just adding more options onto what they're already doing. So
And speaking of options that they're doing, apparently you can watch football games at AMC theaters now. I think there's...
it's kind of cool.
I don't think Delano's doing it, but
kinda cool,
there's
though.
a couple of AMCs near us that will have different selections of NFL games that you can sit in a theater and watch. I think it's awesome.
It only is awesome if other people go.
Sure. If you're the only two people in there, super lame.
Also, football, I'm not going to lie, not what I want to go sit in a movie theater and watch.
I would.
Here's why. Because football is designed to be watched at your house where you can walk around and do other stuff, not be in a dark theater where you're doing nothing but watching, where mostly nothing is happening.
Well, I think the vibe of a football game in a movie theater would be different. I think you can talk. Like, you can be on your phone.
Even if you could talk, but it's
you can
like,
just kind of hang out. Maybe the lights are on even, like it just... I would only like it if it was a full theater of people, of the fan of my team and the opposite team. Like, if it was full of, like, two crowds cheering for, like, opposing things, that would be a lot of fun. But it's not going to be that most of the time.
So much downtime in a football game.
I know. Like, what do they do during commercials? You just sit there?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, soccer makes the most sense because you're there for not that long. It's action the entire time. Basketball a little bit more, but even there, you got timeouts. You got, like, blah, da, 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 da. Like, there's a lot of sitting around. I feel like football is all about the experience of, like, I mean, being with all the cool people. Like, that aspect of it, yes. We'll see. Hey, maybe if it's included in A-List, let's go check it out.
I want to say it is, but I'm not sure.
Let's check it out. I'll drive somewhere to go watch a game.
I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it'll work, but
research it. Let's see. We can review AMC football.
Rebels react to the Chargers playing and probably losing to...
It doesn't even have to be the Chargers, but
I want to go to a Chargers one.
but if that's not an option,
I know.
I would do another one just to check on the experience of, like, what is this like?
True. We should actually probably go to something else because there might be people there. Because there won't be for a Chargers game.
Oh God, the sad truth.
It's literally becoming... we're to the point where there's more of whatever other team we're playing in the stadium than Chargers fans.
I'm a Phillip Rivers fan, and the second he retires, I'm jumping on the Rams.
Sunday Night Football, Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth were like, this isn't even an away game for the Steelers. There's terrible towels flying. Like, they are completely at home here. It doesn't matter that they're not in Pittsburgh. That's why I don't like LA.
Can I officially announce it here?
Go ahead.
That I'm like all on the Rams, and I don't think that has to go against the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm not with you on that. But
I know you're not. I know you're more rooted in the Chargers.
Oh, I'm rooted in the Chargers. It sucks to be a Chargers fan.
I'll keep the Chargers in the back of my head, but I was always a San Diego Chargers fan and a Phillip Rivers fan and LT. It's just not the same anymore.
Yeah.
I hate the owner. Like, I can't find a reason to get excited. I love Phillip Rivers till the day that man retires. I love Phillip Rivers.
Me too.
And I'm just...
Even my dad doesn't like him that much. Like, I have to defend him every week.
I've defended him for 10 years, 10, 12, 13 years or whatever.
Like, regardless of how he looks on the screen, year in and year out, he is one of the top performing quarterbacks and has been since he started.
Yeah.
But it's rough right now.
Last year was the chance and they lost it.
Yep.
So on a lighter note, Disney Plus, did you see what they did?
I saw that they like announced a lot, or they in a weird way showed like a lot of stuff that's going to be on their streaming
They tweeted
platforms.
every single movie that's going to be on there.
Right. In what way though?
This is what I have.
In a video?
in a 600
really?
threaded tweet.
Really?
600.
Oh.
And I went through the first, like, it went from 1958 to 2000 something. I was like, whoa, wait, where's the between 1958? And I missed the whole, like, 570 more click to show. And then I eventually did go through. I have been waiting to confirm all of the Disney Plus movies.
Yeah.
I've had an Amazon list of every Disney, like, main theatrical release because I want to own them all. And I don't want to spend the 30, 50. I finally deleted that list.
Because you can watch them whenever?
Because there's only one missing. All the main Disney animated theatrical films, there's only one that will be missing.
Which is what?
One of my favorites.
What?
But it's whatever. Tarzan.
It's not going to be on Disney Plus?
The only
at
one.
Launch.
I don't know when it's going to be on there.
Why?
But, so Tarzan, I made a list of missing Disney Plus launch titles. I'm going to run through this real quick.
Okay.
So for Disney animated, it's Tarzan and Ralph Breaks the Internet. But I'm assuming that will be coming soon because it's relatively new.
Yeah.
Pixar, Up, apparently won't be on there.
Weird. Can I just give a quick shout out just to timestamp my
Absolutely.
life? There's a song from Ralph Breaks the Internet called In This Place by Julia Michaels. Might be my favorite song of all time. Check it out. Just check it out. Good movie. Did you see it?
I got to watch that one again, yeah.
Yeah.
So Tarzan and Ralph Breaks the Internet. Other than that, every single one. Like, I've been trying to confirm, like, Aristocrats, Peter Pan, Robin Hood. And so I just can't. I'm going to watch every single one in order. When Maya and I get married, like, I've been waiting for this. We're going to watch every single effing Disney movie. I can't wait.
I really feel like Disney Plus is a thing where I'm going to watch everything that's on it.
Everything. I don't care about anything else.
Except for maybe High School Musical, the musical, the series. I don't think I'll watch that.
No,
I'll watch everything else.
Definitely not. I'm excited for Jeff Goldblum, The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
Yep.
So excited for that. Okay. Pixar. Ones that won't be on there at launch. Up, Coco, Incredibles 2, Toy Story 4.
All new.
Other than Up.
Yeah.
Of those, year one availability is Coco, Incredibles 2, and Toy Story 4. So
what's up with Up?
I'm not sure. And this could even be something that I missed, and maybe it will be on there. Thankfully, I own Up, so I can stream it on, like, Movies Everything app and all that stuff. Star Wars. Missing at launch. Last Jedi, Solo, and then Rise of Skywalker, obviously.
Yeah.
Last Jedi, Solo, Rise of Skywalker, all come in year one.
Nothing to worry about. So is that including all the shows?
Shows? Oh, Clone Wars is on there at launch.
What about...
Rebels is on there at launch.
Cool.
Yeah, no, everything else is on there at launch.
Oh, so I can watch Rebels on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet. What's the other show?
Clone Wars.
The current show. Or the most recent show.
I'm not watching that. Resistance.
Is that going to be on there?
It's going to be on there, yeah.
I might check it out eventually.
It's not good, apparently.
I might check it out eventually.
Maybe. Here's the
check it out, and eventually are the three keywords.
Not very, not very likely. Here's the sad one. And this is going to take years to get corrected. Marvel movies missing. Incredible Hulk. Iron Man 2. Thor. Captain America the First Avenger. Marvel's The Avengers. Captain America the Winter Soldier. Captain America Civil War. Doctor Strange. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Spider-Man Homecoming. Thor Ragnarok. Black Panther. Avengers Infinity War. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Avengers Endgame. They're going to have 4 movies at launch.
Why?
The rights are jacked up. They're all over
From
the place.
who?
Netflix, they're all over the place.
Okay. But eventually those will all lapse and they'll all come eventually.
Marvel's going to take the longest time to get on the MCU. But of these, year one titles, Iron Man 2, Winter Soldier, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Endgame. So the more recent ones are going to get on there. The question marks are Spider-Man. Nobody knows where that's going to end up.
Which one? The first one?
All of them.
And like any of them?
It's the big question.
Are you talking about like Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield?
Well, those aren't Disney. Those will never show up on Disney.
Are they Fox? No, they're Sony.
They're Sony. Sony owns that. So, But Homecoming and Far From Home, nobody knows what'll happen with that. And then Incredible Hulk, because that's Universal.
Right.
Thor, because that was pre-Disney. Avengers, that was pre-Disney. Captain America, that was pre-Disney. And then the other ones that I haven't seen anything is Civil War, Doctor Strange, and Guardians 2. They're going to get them all on there eventually. I hate that they're not all on there and that it's not even confirmed when they'll all be on there. But to me, that means every D23, every Comic-Con, they have some kind of announcement that they can say these are coming to the service.
Right.
I've got it pre-ordered. We have it pre-ordered
for 3 years.
I hope by the end of the 3 years, most, if not all of them, will be on there.
Now, if you're really upset and sad that all the Marvel movies are not going to be on Disney Plus at launch, you have options. You could buy the 4K box set that has been announced for the Infinity
I
Saga.
hate it because I want it, and I'm not going to get it.
For $550, you can get
At Best Buy, right? Only?
I don't know. I don't know about that. But 23, 24. 23, 24.
I don't know.
I don't know. 23 or 24 movies. Yeah, it does say Best Buy. You can get the box set for the Infinity Saga, which is not a terrible price. It's a lot of money all at once, but for every single movie in 4K with some bonus features and it all looking nice and uniform and a collective unit.
It's $23 a movie.
For 4K, I mean, that just seems right in that ballpark. Like, that seems about right. So
It hurts.
it's there
It hurts.
if you want it.
I hate knowing it exists. Are you? Because you're not getting it, right?
I don't know.
I want it so bad.
The thing that upsets me is there's a limited amount.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. They're not going to make a lot of these. Not a lot of people are going to buy them. And it's a one-time thing, and it's going to be $1,500 in a couple years. But right now, any other year, I would have been like, F it, I'll eat ramen for 2 months.
Right.
I don't think I can. It's literally exactly what I've wanted.
At the worst time.
At the worst time.
Yeah.
Especially when Disneyland is on the table. Which means it's definitely not an option. So get it. If you can get it. I got that stupid ass Millennium Falcon for $900, however much that was.
I really don't think I can, but I do like knowing that it exists. I like knowing that they're all in the same place.
I knew they were gonna do it.
Yeah, they have to. And Star Wars will do it too.
I'm telling myself I don't need it. And I don't need it.
You don't.
Because they're all gonna be on Disney Plus eventually.
Eventually.
And realistically, do I want to get out the giant thing and get the disc out
Yeah,
and
you
put
do.
the disc in?
You do.
And
Yeah. Because you'll pull out that one sleeve that's that one movie of the collective whole of 24 in the
you're
entire
not supposed
universe.
to make it harder. So I was just at Best Buy and I was facing this dilemma. They have steelbooks of Toy Story 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Nice.
And I really wanted them.
Yeah.
And 1, 2, and 3 were $5 off. And I decided, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait and get a box.
Box, yes.
That I will get for Toy Story. Maya almost gave me the good go ahead too.
For all four?
She's like, they're the only people that know how to do sequels. And I'm like, damn, she might be right. Like, those might be the most legit sequels ever made in any movies ever.
Yeah. Definitely up there.
Like, every other one that's amazing, there's usually one thing you can say.
Right. Yeah, but this.
We ranked Pixar, right?
Right.
2 was my number 1. 3, you gave your whole spiel about why that's and a lot of people agree, right? Is like, nobody can do another, you can't make another Toy Story because of how good 3 was.
I just talked to my dad the other day, and he's like, 4 was bad, right? I'm like, no. 4 was great.
Yeah, and then they did that. So it's like, Toy Story.
I just wish it didn't exist, but it's great. I cannot say it's a bad movie, but I'm sad that it exists.
I'm so happy.
You're happy?
I love it.
It makes me so sad, but whatever.
It makes me, it lines up with reality.
I know.
Which is a hard thing to accept, but it makes me accept reality easier. So thank you, I know that sounds crazy, but I'm just like, you know what? If Toy Story can do it, we can make it through life too.
And the more time goes on, I'll accept that movie more and more and more. I liked it after I saw it.
You can fill infinitely content between 1 and 4. Forever. Kingdom Hearts proved that.
I can or they can.
The world. You we have bookends, but the amount that can be filled in between there is infinite, which is okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I got to see the culmination or whatever of that, and because I was always like, yeah, but then what?
They sure told you then what.
And
it's good. It's right. I understand it's right.
Yeah.
It just makes me sad.
100%,
Understandably, right?
100%.
And that's the
it makes
only
me
thing.
sad too. I cried. Very much so.
And there's something special about an animated movie that can make you cry,
Yep.
much like How to Train Your Dragon.
Yep.
Which makes me cry every time I see it. Every new person I watch it with, whichever movie it is, 1, 2, or 3, they all make me cry
Those are
every
your jam.
time. They are my jam.
I love those movies.
100%.
They don't hit me like that.
Oh my
but I
God,
love those
dude.
movies.
Something about those movies speak to me. I love it so much.
Well, what's a movie really similar to How to Train Your Dragon?
Joker.
No.
Real quick, I want a beer before. Are we not talking about Joker?
We are.
We are, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I want a beer for Joker. Hold on.
Okay, wait, what do? I want another one.
All right.
Do you have another one?
Yeah.
A few moments later.
The timing on that was great.
To Joaquin Phoenix. Have you had Red Stripe before?
It smelled like weed.
It is a Jamaican beer.
Like legit, that was weird.
Oh, I take it back. Don't get it. The foam is delicious. The beer is not good.
You were so like, get this. No,
Do you want to
don't
try
get
it?
this. No, I'm good.
Oh, that's so weird.
No, I don't. When somebody does that, I'm like, yeah, I want to see how horrible.
Because
this
it's
is.
a wheat beer
Yeah,
with
now I
like
do.
orangey vanilla, very minor hints to them.
Okay. The second I smelled it, I didn't want anything. It's just,
The smell is nice.
No, the beer's not supposed to be that nice.
Wait, you like it?
No. It's bad because it smells like it's like drinking HOMEGOODS. It's not something you're supposed to drink. Like, you're supposed to be old.
Oh my god. I felt like the Joker just then because I was laughing, but I'm like, I should be laughing into the mic. So then I forced my laughter into this and I was doing this. Yeah, Joker. We did a second Rebels React to a movie called Joker. And we went to the theater to watch it, obviously, because it's in theaters now, and you should go see it. While we were at the theater, getting ready to go in and see this movie...
Well, I was at the theater. I was standing by the refreshment things, filling my water.
Hold on.
He was there too.
Yeah.
But this was very much an I thing that had...
Oh, no, 100% credit to you. I was there.
Not... Yeah, no. Not credit, but did you even have...
No, credit to you.
Did you have the app open?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Like, I think I was just like, you were getting a drink. I'm standing by the machines and I'm trying to catch Pokemon. I caught like one thing. I was like, whatever. I was like, I'd throw a Pokeball and then like look around the like lobby of the theater. And then I was like, oh, a spinner rack popped up.
Meanwhile, your character ran away.
Well, no, he really wasn't going crazy. But it was like just enough off that a Pokemon popped up in the cul-de-sac behind the theater, which you shouldn't be able to access from the theater theoretically,
right.
but like still kind of.
Right.
And I'm just like, why not? And I clicked it, and I was like, I need more of these guys anyways.
God, I'm so happy.
Threw the ball, and I'm looking around, and out of the corner of my eye, I see like purple stuff going on the screen, and I'm just like, something cool is happening. Not even realizing what's happening. And then a Ditto pops up, and I'm just like, wait, what?
Finally.
Every single Ditto hidden Pokemon I catch, I wait for that O.
Right.
I didn't even get to see the O when I caught it.
And I'm always thinking it's going to be one of the obvious ones.
Yeah.
Like even Numel
I've been
at this
catching
point.
every
Like,
Numel.
and I was catching the obvious ones like Rattata and like all those stupid, annoying Pokemon. I'm just like, please be a Ditto. And I don't... Spinarak? Don't even know what that is.
Spider-Man.
I think I had one.
I'm happy because I love Spinarak.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god. And I showed you, and you were just like, your guy's GPS. I'm pretty sure that was the first thing you said. I was just like, just don't be mad at me. Let me get this for
and
you.
thankfully you knew that every instance of a Pokemon will be the same for each person.
Did you know
for
that?
Ditto. You had told me, but like thankfully
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have known that without you. It's a good thing we knew, because then I'm like, yep, go get that, because I'm in line. Also, my character doesn't wander the way yours does. I don't have Spinnerack on my screen.
I knew that because, well, not knew that because, but so Brandon caught one.
Oh, okay.
And the one time he caught one was when he was either coming in late or had left early, and he was at a doctor's appointment on the other side of town.
Yeah.
Literally the only time I couldn't get in my car and go get it. And I would have. I even thought about it, but I was like, it'll be gone by the time I get there.
Every single day there's a Pokemon that I click on that I'm like, what if this is a Ditto?
Yeah.
Like, do I text Maya and say, like, just in case you're anywhere nearby, get over here? But I'm like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It sucks.
And so Jordan's in line, and I'm like, give me your phone. Just give me your phone. I don't know what you were thinking. And I was
Oh, no,
like,
I was totally down. I'm like, yeah, chuck it. Like, take it.
And so, thankfully, the theater we were going to be in, so I didn't feel weird going in there, was right there by the entrance, and I knew would go back deeper, hopefully to a point where that Pokemon would pop up. So I took his phone, I went into the Dolby, I got to like the edge where like that wall is, where the seats start, tried to catch it there, wasn't popping up, and I was like, okay, I gotta keep going. But the screen was so bright, so I'm like, okay, gotta dim the screen down. And thankfully previews were going, so like it wasn't the movie yet.
You don't care. Yeah. Was it like previews or like
Previews.
Maria Menounos kind of like thanks for watching movie
I'm
kind of thing?
pretty sure it was previews.
Okay.
Like there was a trailer going.
Yeah.
And I did not care. And I walked all the way to the front of the theater, to those front seats, and was stretching and I'm like, please pop up. It wasn't popping up, and I was like, how am I gonna go back and tell him that like I didn't get it? I was prepared. There was one more theater between our theater and like the refreshments. I was like, I don't know what point this movie's at, but I'm about to go into the front of this movie, and I really didn't want to do that.
You see the end of Judy on accident. You're like, damn
Exactly.
it.
And the spinner rack popped up, and I clicked it, and I just ran out, and I was just like, oh god. But the movie hadn't started, so whatever. And I gave it to you, and you
And then I simultaneously fill my soda and catch a Spinnerack.
which was a Ditto.
Which was the Ditto. And completed 2 challenges at once that I've been waiting to clear for months now.
It's all kind of surreal. This is the thing I would wake up every day and be like,
if only.
Ditto. How do I find you? I was literally like that week I had been like searching articles like, how do you find a Ditto? How do you force a Ditto to appear?
Right.
They're like, you could try an incense. I'm like, that's not gonna work. Like I was hoping there was a website of people that post every time
A Ditto
they
shows
find
up.
a Ditto, and that there would just be some recent Los Angeles instance that I could run to and try to find, and that doesn't exist.
I would think Disney, at some point, you'll catch one sooner than later, because there's so many Pokemon.
Maybe.
But
And unfortunately,
we don't have to worry about it anymore.
I was still sad though, because then I just knew.
Did you tell her?
Oh yeah, and she was devastated.
She'll get one.
I mean, eventually.
It'll happen.
But I just like
That's the
I
thing with
hate it so
Pokemon.
much.
There's no rush.
there is though. There's so many challenges to get done, and
What's the rush?
I don't know. It's still, I hate Ditto so much. He's 0 stars for
Good.
everybody.
I want him to be. Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Oh, so he just sucks. So what can he do?
Like nothing.
Like, can he turn into something
Yeah.
else in Pokemon Go?
yeah, when you battle, I'm assuming.
Okay.
But it's like not good. It's so stupid. I really hate that challenge. I don't even like. I'm happy.
No,
it's
I
done.
like it. I think it's cool
Like
because we're talking about it.
It
It's a
definitely
story.
created a moment.
It's a story. Like, I love it.
But it took long enough
Yeah.
that it bothered me.
Anyways, this is not the gaming segment.
Nope, sorry about that. That took way too
No,
long.
I like it.
I'm not
I put it
apologizing
in there.
to you.
Who are you apologizing to? Yeah, me too.
YouTube.
We saw Joker. A movie that is both the 10th highest rated IMDb movie of all time
Really?
and not getting very well received by every other single person that I've listened to talk about it. Kind of funny, the Film Vault.
Kind of funny didn't like it?
Not really at all, no.
Oh my god.
They like it for its potential to talk about it. They don't think it's a very good DC, Joker, Batman, whatever, fill in the blank movie. And I don't get it.
I don't understand it. So I've heard a couple of things that somebody at work today said they wanted more action. And I'm like, it's an origin story. That wouldn't make sense.
This movie is good because it's restrained.
Exactly. And another one was somebody who's not really into this stuff that was just like, I didn't really know what was going on. And I was like, yeah, I can see that. It was slow because you didn't know what was going on. But also, I'm so happy they didn't make this a brain dead, like, let me just spoon feed you some action movie, because that's what they've been doing and it's failed every time.
You don't have to know anything about DC to necessarily appreciate this, but it will help. Yeah, I don't know. I'm by no means a DC fanboy. So like I don't understand all of Batman's origins. I don't know what Arkham's supposed to look like. I don't know what the Joker is necessarily supposed to be. I know there's been lots of iterations of him, lots of voices, lots of actors. Like,
I loved hanging out with Joaquin Phoenix for 2 hours.
I did too.
I have to say, after hearing all this, I'm so happy we were aligned after the movie.
Yeah.
Because I was so just like, this is perfect. And if you had been like, oh, that would have been such a different...
It would have brought you down a little bit, right?
Like, 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm happy we got to like really...
But like, I could feel it. In the movie, I could feel that you were digging it as much as I was.
Mm-hmm. I knew too.
I
stand by everything I said in that reaction video.
I do too. I love this movie.
Yeah, I even after hearing people's criticisms, like, not that like you shouldn't feel like that, but I'm like, I stand by everything I said. I don't, none of that changes it. I wouldn't change a thing about this movie.
The biggest criticism that I heard was from Kevin on Kind of Funny, and he said that, and Greg, Joey, both agreed with him. They didn't think that the reaction of the city to what this one person did made sense. Now, we're talking about Gotham. The dirtiest, grimiest city, from what I know, known to man. Just, if it hasn't unhinged already, it's just waiting to burst open and unhinge.
So that's not how I interpret it. I interpret it as, I think that's what they failed in the other movies. I think in this movie, it started with, so two things. So one, we got the internal perspective from Arthur and his mother's perspective.
Right.
We heard them talking about how things are down, how the city's not doing well, how they don't care about poor people.
Right.
Then you get from his sessions that they're cutting funding, and you're like, wow, there's built
tension
up
is building
stuff. Not even building, it's there.
Right.
It's been there before this movie even started.
Right.
The opening scene is crazy kids abusing a guy who's just on the street.
Yep.
And they explain that there's already problems going on. And then you get from his perspective that things are bad, things are getting worse. Okay. That portion of the movie, in my opinion, builds to him killing the three of them on the subway. Okay, now we've got a news story. Now people are paying attention. Now all those people that have been implied that something has already been going on, that there's already issues going on in the city, are now dressing up as clowns, protesting, etc., etc. It's building from the start of the movie, from the opening scene of the movie. It's building to that last scene. I felt that underneath everything. And then you get to that end segment, and it is the, like... Also, already he was on the way to some big thing that was going down. If something like that was to happen, are you kidding me? That would incite insanity, especially in a world like this.
So I can understand the viewpoint. It is extreme, but it went for me when I was watching it. It made perfect sense.
It didn't feel extreme at all.
I mean. To say that an entire city is like going to dress up in clown masks and start lighting everything on, but also like that's kind of happened.
They were all heading somewhere. He was on the train full of people.
I'm just saying. It made sense to me. It worked.
Made sense to me too. Yeah, I'm with you. On
everything he did, everything that happened, physically in the movie theater, I nodded. I'm like, yep, this all makes sense. It all fits together, builds perfectly, and it checks out for me.
Normally when I hear that kind of perspective, I'm like, oh, yeah, I get that. I don't feel that here. Because at the end of the day, box office performance is what matters. And it's doing well, I believe, right?
I don't know. I honestly don't know any numbers.
I think it's doing well. All I was going to say was I still, even though I read some stuff and people were like, the timelines don't make sense with the Batman. But here's the thing. What I saw was, yeah, well, the Batman is taking place in 2021. And so if this was in the 70s, I'm like, yo, just because this movie is coming out in 2021 doesn't mean it's taking place in 2021. Why are you assuming that?
Right.
I realized that was why people said it doesn't work. And instantly I was like, oh, this is still open for possibility.
I mean, do you realize the movie was filmed in like 2019? So does it take place in 2019? Like, movies can be whatever they want to be.
Because then the Joker would be 84 years old. And I'm like, okay. They're like, what? So the Batman is just going to take place in the mid-2000s? I'm like, sure. How about no year? Because it's Gotham.
It doesn't. It's a fake city.
Yeah, like
it doesn't need a year.
Does not matter.
Even the vibe, like the era in the movie seemed kind of mixed between different eras. Like it didn't.
It was
have
kind of
to be
70s.
Kind of 70s. A little bit later too. Like there was an answering machine. I don't know if that was 70s. Like
there was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's so true.
Some of it seemed a little more advanced.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything. It can be whatever it wants to be. It's a superhero movie.
That upset me. I'm hyped. My hype is through the roof. It's not going down.
The sad thing is though, like so many people agree with the opposite of what we feel. But even if we recommend people to see it, they may not like it.
I know.
It's not like people aren't seeing it and and therefore aren't going to be able to enjoy it. If they see it, they may not like it. I feel like we're in the minority.
No, because you said it's the 10th highest ranked.
I know, it's so weird. But everything I've heard is bad.
It doesn't make sense. I think it's no.
Everything I've heard is not great.
What we're saying, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Which is potentially the best movie of the year, which is what we're saying, right?
Oscar award winning for Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I like this more than Peanut Butter Falcon or Once Upon a Time, but like it's up there.
I went home and I told my grandma, Joaquin Phoenix over Leonardo DiCaprio. And I didn't imagine that I would say that.
Yes.
So I now want Joaquin Phoenix to win Best Actor
Once Upon a Time for movie.
And Brad Pitt to win Supporting Actor.
Wow. But which for movie? Either way?
Probably Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
But Joaquin Phoenix for Best Actor. You
can't take away from either one at all.
No. If Leo didn't have an Oscar yet, I'd probably be like, he needs an Oscar, but he already got his Oscar.
Right. Has Joaquin ever been up for anything?
No, he's an Oscar-winning actor.
He is, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
He has been nominated for 3 Oscars.
Okay.
1 for The Master, 2013, Walk the Line, 2006, and Gladiator, 2001. Has not won.
Oh wow.
If this was his first,
yeah,
and it kind of feels like it could be.
He deserves it. Especially after he retired 3 times.
Yeah.
I think it was only once, but I was still shocked that he retired.
I feel like we're kind of at a lack of energy at the moment.
No, we're good. It's just this we don't want to spoil. We've got a reacts video if you want to see more of what's going on.
The reacts video dives deeper into it and has some spoilers at the end. So if you've seen it, see that to know our full impressions of it.
Yep.
But
I can't say enough about this movie. One of the things that we said was the title card. The friggin' title card I loved.
It was visually, everything else aside, was a stunning movie. Everything looked incredible. It was amazingly shot, crisp. Colors were perfect. Everything, the vibe, the grittiness of it, it was
subverting expectations, which I say over and over again is a big thing for me. I was like, oh, they're gonna do that, and then they didn't, and I was like, thank you.
Every time, exactly what should have happened happened. Mm-hmm. For me, and I can't say enough about this movie.
100%.
I recommend it 100%.
To the point where it was like, I want to go play Batman Arkham Asylum now.
Right.
Not even the same actor. I was like, I just want to be in that world. It got me sucked in. It made it real. It made it tangible. It made it believable. And it created a format that I believe DC should try to tap into moving forward. And if the Batman is not connected to this, what is the point?
If you take away anything from this episode of the Huber Rebels podcast, episode 16, let it be, you should see Joker. Endorsed by me and Ethan.
No, not by me. Joking.
You're joking.
Joker. I'm looking for stuff.
We appreciate you watching and listening. If you are listening, you can watch us on YouTube. Every episode is there in video form. And you can subscribe to us on Patreon to get a bonus version of the video podcast with bonus content.
I really like
spoilers.
this.
It's cool, right?
Yeah,
I really don't know how it sounds yet. But
oh god.
Also, if you can subscribe to us on Patreon to subsidize the cost of the mics, that would be cool. But it's there. There's a lot of content on Patreon that you can subscribe to for $1 a month. And if you are one of the first 24 subscribers on Patreon, you will be one of the founding rebels. And we would appreciate you and love you forever, regardless of what happens. If you are watching, you can listen to us on any of your favorite podcast streaming services. I got nothing else. My name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan. We are the Huber Rebels.
Until next time.
Welcome to the rebellion.